Just a minute, and we're live.
So my buddy just got a friend of mine just got a new opened up a new medical office. Trying to hit a specialized market in the California area, and is specifically their target audience is for trans men to be a specialized physician. And it's interesting because they asked what kind of title they want for this thing, and he had to really think about it. But he had to try to get something that sounded medical, but also said what he was doing. So now he has the first official gynecologist office.
And I was expecting a
Roll that-
Transformers joke.
Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
I will never
Let's
be able
go.
to run for Congress because of that footage.
I won't be able to run for Congress for a lot of reasons, but what I can do is
So
host this
that's
show.
why you have to introduce yourself when you move into the neighborhood.
Exactly. Well,
That explains the shirt.
Yeah, exactly. The Hawaiian shirts. I actually had to buy new. I'll get into that when I talk about how I'm doing. But it's Thursday. It's 9 o'clock. It's Figure Action. If you're watching us here live, pop over into that live chat over there. We've already had a bunch of cool folks hanging out with us already. We'll be shouting you out in just a little bit. Smash that like button.
Damn amazing.
Smash that like button. If you're not already a subscriber, consider making today the day that you hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell. And also, when you get some time, check out our link in the description below. We got our link to the Teespring store where we've got some of the best priced podcasting merch. If you want to help support Figure Action, it's a great place to do it and look good while doing it. I'm Extra Zero, your host, and joining me is True Star Screamer. And I guess while we're waiting for everybody else, I guess they're playing Final Fantasy VII. I keep wanting to call it Afterbirth, and that's like the worst thing.
Dude, that
to call
was
that
my joke.
Rebirth.
Oh my God.
Rebirth. It's almost as
Ooh.
bad as when Far Cry Instincts Predator was out, and I heard a guy go into GameStop and call it Far Cry Instincts. We'll just make it YouTube safe. He called it Far Cry Instincts Date Graper. And I was like, that's the worst Freudian slip I've ever heard. And I don't know that I want to shop at this GameStop anymore. It's a true story.
Oh.
Oh, what a way to start the show, huh? Afterbirth and Freudian slips.
Nope. Just no.
Well, Dave, how are you doing? And did you get anything cool this week?
I've been working my ass off. I actually had to order a new ass on Amazon Prime, but I did order it through T-Man's affiliate link in the description below, so he will get some credit for it. So unfortunately, aside from that, I really haven't gotten much. In fact, I haven't gotten anything in weeks. It's kind of weird. It's like I'm sitting here looking like, am I running out of stuff to open up? Which is a very unusual feeling. But it got to the point that I was actually able to had a day off the other day, and I'm like, you know what? I just want to goof around. And so by goofing around, I decided to build this model that's been sitting in my freaking backlog.
I see what you did there.
Exactly. And I am sorely tempted just to do a little video on this guy later this week where I show him off how he is and then pause the video and take him to my little paint station and do a little customizing. Because this is possibly one of my favorite Xeon mecha designs, which was great in the original Gundam series and 008 MS2, where this particular goof actually kicked some serious ass.
Now, is that the master grade?
No, it's just a little high grade. I only do the high grades because they're cheap, and I am not a Gundam fanatic. So, I mean, I'll sit here and I'll sand off some of the spots, but if you look over this thing, you can still see snip spots to it because I honestly don't care. I'm not that guy, though I am completely jealous of that guy, if you know what I'm saying. But really.
Well, Sportimus isn't around right now, so somebody had to do it.
But what I will probably doing is, I said, do a little video of him and then break out some of the customization paints to weather it, maybe even do a little bit of chipping and stuff to it. I am a little disappointed with this guy because of how these tubes and cablings, as cool as they are, they really limit his articulation. Like, I was very surprised of how much that actually restricts his posing. So like, because you try to move it, and these little plastic tubes don't let him twist and shout.
Are they just hard plastic?
They're hard plastic, and they got these notches carved into it to let them bend.
No.
I mean, it's really cool how they did it.
Yeah.
But that's my other problem. It just does not want to stay together.
I had the Master Grade back in the day. I had that and the Easy 8 Master Grade, and I think I had one of the RX 78 twos from that with the backpack and all.
Everyone should have an RX 78 at some point.
Yeah.
You had the Easy 8. I used to have the Easy E, which was kind of neat because it'd be cruising down the street in a 6 with the call sign 6.4.
Well, I remember the way, at least I think I remember how they handled the tubing on them, and it was just actually like pieces of flexible plastic.
If you want to talk about mass, hold on, Phalanx. If you want to talk about mass that's in my hand, you can ask your mom about that.
Oh god, we're going to mom jokes tonight.
I don't know if he's got a wife.
We got Freudian slips. We got the worst Final Fantasy. The worst Final.
Don't
Fantasy.
make a parody video of that. Whatever you do, that'd be like, oh god, someone on YouTube's gonna be making that. I know.
Oh boy. Well, I guess that leaves me. I guess I should say how I'm.
Hey Zero, how you doing? How was your weekend? What did you do?
Well, I had a busy work week, and thank God I am almost through that. So yeah, I'm just getting acclimated to this whole management thing. So I haven't had too much time outside of work. So
Are you walked up to anybody and say, that'd be great if you could stay after a little?
I'm no Bill Lumber, and fortunately I don't manage. Actually, no, I take that back. I have one person I'm managing starting the week after next. So I will have somebody respond. That'll be an underling. We'll put it that way.
We all need minions.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not managing people. I'm managing processes. So that's
I just try to manage my sanity.
Princeton pointed out that I've been cooking a lot, and yes, I did make a rack of ribs over the weekend. It was fantastic. Or I made 2 racks of ribs. Was it what?
Did you get your hands on a nice rack?
I got my hands on 2 nice racks.
Okay, I bet your mouth was happy.
Yeah, exactly. And the nice part was my wife enjoyed them so much she went and picked up 2 more racks. So I'll be making ribs again this weekend.
If your wife is picking out the rack that you get to put your hands on, that my good sir is a good marriage.
Exactly. And I mean, hey,
she doesn't watch this show, does she?
No, she does. But she has her own, and I'm not gonna go there. Not going to go there, but I'm a happy man in that regard. So we'll leave it at that. So yeah, I got that. And what else did I make this week? I made something else, and I've been tasked with making a brisket for Easter. So I'm excited about that.
Practice with the chuck roast.
Well, I've done a brisket, and the last time it came out really well. The only thing is less salt on the flat. The point was fine, but the flat, I just need to lighten that up a little bit because I dry brined it, and it probably wasn't necessary to do that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, it's been an okay week. Been going to the gym. I picked up a bunch of new Hawaiian. Well, not a bunch. I picked up a couple new Hawaiian shirts because losing 70 pounds, mine are, they want to be big on you, but not as big. I looked like the episode of The Simpsons with Jim Varney, and where Homer and Bart lose the house to Carney's, and
I remember that.
Yeah, look at me, I'm James Bond. I tried on one of my old Hawaiian shirts from last year, and I was like, God, what the hell happened to me? So yeah, this is a new shirt. I'll be picking up some new ones, and probably donating my old ones. Got to get my taxes done too. But other than that,
oh man, my tax return just came in today.
I was late. That's pretty late to get yours. Or are you talking about your tax refund?
Yeah, my refund just came in. Yeah.
I need to file ours. So waiting on mine. They're ready to go. All I have to do is Lexi, you're watching. I need to W2. So finish your tax. Anyway, keep it moving. Couple pickups. We'll get the weak one out of the way. I did get Wheeljack from Rise of the Beast. He's okay. This would be a better figure if they had figured out the clearance issues. And yeah, that was. We'll say hi to you after I get done, Mike.
How'd you get?
Hi, Mike. Bye, Mike.
I'm being cheeky. I'm being cheeky about it. But he's okay for a deluxe. I now I have the whole cast. I'm content. These are characters outside of Prime. I wouldn't get in Masterpiece. So, I have the whole crew from Rise of the Beasts. And I guess the biggest problem with this figure is the wave mate with Scorponok, which was so strong. If you see Scorponok, pick him up. He's so much fun. You come off of that to a figure that's kind of got the Studio Series issues. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with him. He's got ankle rockers and all the typical articulation, but he just looks like Urkelbot. But hey, I have the whole cast, and I did get the leader class Megatron, and this figure is so close to perfection. This is, look, if you have reservations about the fact that this is a kind of a big Voyager in a leader class box, I mean, here's Siege Megatron. Here's Siege Megatron for comparison, and he's not loose. I'm just holding him in an odd spot.
That's not my problem with the character, with that figure.
Yeah.
I got other problems with that figure.
Yeah, so he's not that much bigger than a Voyager. He's bigger than a Voyager, but there is a high parts count on him. The paint on this is fantastic. The articulation is damn near perfect. He's got, articulated fingers, like the bottom three are on a base pin and a secondary pin, and then he's got an independent pointer finger here. You can configure the cannon in a lot of ways. It's designed so it can actually fold up and store on his back and give him a really clean look, or you can compact the cannon
He
to
just
sit
can't
higher.
transform into anything good.
Actually, no, the tank mode is decent in hand. Like, the tank mode is actually pretty decent. The jet mode is but the tank mode is actually really, really neat how it operates.
Okay.
And the turret rotates. It's actually a tank where the turret can rotate, and the way that they engineered his arm cannon, they made it so there's multiple ways for it to rotate up and down. So the tank mode's pretty decent and solid, but the jet mode, it's kind of just like, hey, it's there, it's a thing it can do, and it makes it somewhat reminiscent of the Bay Megatron, where he had a equally shitty jet mode. The only downside is this figure, there's no ab crunch. It's a Studio Series figure. You got to get over it. Tighten it. Pablo is probably a better name for this, because this ain't Wheeljack. The legs, he has these skirt pieces. They do get out of the way, so he can get up. But again, you have to manipulate skirt pieces.
As long as you can get it up.
The only other complaint I have is you can get well over 90 degrees with the elbow, but you can't get a double joint. I would have liked it if they had put a joint right here to really give him that double joint. But you can get him in the poses you want to get him in. Like, you can very much get a more than 90. But if he had a better situation going on with these skirt pieces, I can forgive the ab crunch. In fact, if they just molded that on so you didn't have to get those out of the way, and he had a double jointed elbow, he'd be a perfect Studio Series figure, in my opinion. Ab crunch would have been nice. But the paint on this guy is spectacular. Don't sleep on it. Hopefully he gets a more mass retail release. This is in my opinion, it is one of the best retail Megatrons to ever hit shelves. So
Cool.
All right, Mike, Junkie on Crafts and Builds. How are you doing, my friend?
God, that hair is so luscious.
Thanks. I needs to be pulled back. Hi. So yeah, sorry for being late. Just life. So other than that, life is good. Busy's good. Let's see. Stuff.
Let those knots fly, man. Be proud of them.
You're not even talking Zolocon? I know you put up some videos, but
Yeah, I did put up a haul. I got it's most of the stuff back here. But I just want to pick out a couple favorites real quick. So yeah, Zolocon was really cool in regards to just like if you were a Legions fan or vintage action figure fan. That was plenty of stuff to look around and see. Bill Steranko was there. If you are familiar with him, he's a artist that was big with Marvel and DC in the 70s. He was there asking for or offering autographs and such. And yeah, I got a chance to talk to Jason and Derek from Spiro Toys. Always a good time. So they gave me a lot of really good information about the Kickstarter. They're going to be hopefully kicking off next week. So that was a really good time, and they definitely would like to spread the word as much as possible. And let's see who else was there. Spirit Toys, Four Horsemen was obviously there with a lot of different stuff. I mean, it was a very Legions focused place. What else? Valiverse was there, and yeah, it was good. Spent more than I should have, as always. But yeah, I would definitely recommend going there at least once. The cool thing about that whole centrifuge stuff, it was a lot of really good information about some of the stuff that goes on in that old training facility.
Cool.
Anyway, rambling. So pickups. I did pick up some Legion stuff. This was designed by the Four Horsemen, but not licensed by the Four Horsemen. But this is the Zolo World exclusive Skullman, which is actually based off of the old Remco toy line that was
cool.
Motu adjacent. So I'm putting my research together. I'll get this out. Hopefully, I'll get this filmed and starting to get edited over the weekend. Favorite Legions it's a toss-up because there was so much good stuff. Excuse me, I got post convention snot in my nose.
Con crud is what I think it's.
That's what exactly. But it's a toss-up between Thrace, just because her sculpt is gorgeous and her face. Then there is the evil wizard Azarek, and he's got this really cool motive face and
Very
some really awesome magic accessories. And then there's this guy, who is my first ogre scale, and this guy is a dragon.
Definitely looks beastly.
He's really awesome. I mean, just as a big, bulky toy, similar to kind of what we had.
Are you
with,
collecting?
Say what?
I was gonna say, are you collecting the NECA Dungeons and Dragons figures as well?
I only picked up the Strongheart. I only picked him.
I'm just curious how well they scale. How he scales with Legions.
You'll find out.
Oh, okay, very good.
Speaking of Jason, those guys at Spirit Toys, I was able to pick up a Wave 3 figure. This is their Chernari Legionnaire. He's basically a repaint of their Wave 1 Chernari, but it was just the deco that they put on these figures is phenomenal. I mean, the color choices and the paint, or the color choices of the paint, the sculpt, I mean, they're really cool. I'm getting more selective. I already had to kind of tell them I can't do everything, and I'm not. So, but this was a really nice one because I love the gold. What's up? Okay.
Sorry, my internet's cutting out again. But damn it,
What are you saying, Dave? You're cutting in and out?
my internet's cutting out. I apologize. Let's say the new wave coming out looks absolutely awesome with that fox.
Oh yeah, the Kickstarter stuff. Yes, and hopefully we'll I'll have Jason get a chance to talk more in depth once the Kickstarter starts off. For Valiverse, of course they were there, and I did pick up the reissue of Pandora, and then my other one came in, which is here, which will soon be in the Carolinas. Dave, I got you. Okay.
Oh, dude, thank you.
Yep. And
I'll kick you back, man.
No, you won't. Oh, last thing, I got this.
Hell yeah.
I picked up a Transformer. Thank you, Gavin from Bristow, Virginia, who had this on the Transformers of the DMV Facebook group. I got it in a day. I was going to do it to get T mad, but I guess he's not on. He must be gaming. but he's okay. You know, I said I wasn't really doing Transformers anymore, minus the only retail guys I'm having are these leader size, and he is fitting right in with that group. So we just need Swoop, and then I'll be good.
Yeah, I'm
So that's-
still shocked we haven't seen Swoop yet.
So that's my rambling, guys.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. And also, I don't know if you caught it.
Oh, yeah. If
You're
you
going to get leader
If
class.
you have not checked out Mike's video on that Pandora reissue, you absolutely need to if you have any curiosity about the Valaverse stuff. So that is a fantastic video. He does a great breakdown of comparing the old versus the new. He answered any question you could think of.
Yeah.
So after the show, if you haven't seen that one, check out his channel and check out that vid.
Thanks. And Hustler, yeah, this is the same. This blue one is the same mode that they use for the PowerCon Scourge, which is going to be released as a un-PowerCon box. It's basically going to be the same thing. So.
All right, let's give our chat a shout out. We got a bunch of people, as I mentioned, hanging out in here. We got 21 watching, and the chat is popping off. Thank you guys, as always. We wouldn't be able to do the show if not for each and every one of you who tune in each week, either live or on the replay. So if you're watching us here live, again, hop in that live chat. So we'll be highlighting your comments throughout the course of the show. And I do check the comments over on the replay. So kicking it off, we got Toy Mafia coming in first in saying yo and yo. And remembering our dear friend Nightwing. I'm always good to see you, Toy Mafia. We got Mecha's Review saying, hey, early gang. Good to see you, Mechas. We've got Princeton Phalanx saying hello. Aquateki saying greetings all. Greetings to you. We got TF Hustler saying, what's going on, everyone? Party time. Always a party time in here. The Titan saying, hail to the action crew. Hail to you, good sir. Princeton did not like Dave's joke.
My joke
We
was
get-
damn hilarious. I hit all these before. I just didn't read them out loud.
I can't remember what you read and didn't read, so I'm trying to get through what I
That's
started. We
okay.
got Mariano saying hello, gents.
What's
He's
for
also
dinner?
saying, running late, getting ready for a friend. Is there a Thursday wedding? That's that's unusual this time of year. I hope you have a good time, my friend.
Booking the location is much cheaper.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But just saying, normally in the winter, wintertime, you don't see too many like weekday, outside of the occasional Friday. Gladdery saying, good evening, all. Good evening to you. We get Professor Soundwaves. Hello, freaking gents. Hello to you. Let's make sure. Did I get everyone? We got Jedi Mindset coming in saying, shup, everybody. Good to see you in here. Effortless Random saying that toy guy has a good review of that Megatron. And let's see. And Stunning Brave Megatron coming in saying, finally bought some Fans Toy Siemens Sea Spray.
We all know.
What did you
Fans
say?
Brand-
What did you pay for it? Because I'm hoping
Hopefully not too much.
no, because he was going as cheap as like $70 or $80, like 2 months after he came out.
The second one, right?
Huh? Yeah, the new one, or the 2.0 or whatever.
That's been the crazy thing about these the Fans Toys mini bots is they're some of their better releases, and yet outside of the initial release, they're like hitting deep discount a couple months later, which is
Because it's sea spray.
Except for Sheridan. Sheridan was the one that's always maintained his value and has gone up since then.
yeah. And Sheridan's got the worst QC out of any of those mini bots too.
Yeah, with the knee
Mhm.
breaking off. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a screw.
yeah.
A screw. Familiar. I digress.
All right, let's do our pulse check and see where the current HasLab's sitting. It's got 2 weeks.
It was the cover.
left
It was
to
the
go.
cover. It's our cover. It's our thumbnail.
I know.
But we gotta get the current number.
The current number
Hold on.
is 16,432 backers, and that means that they've funded the most exciting tier, the Space Bridge.
Yay!
I'm not even going there.
So
Stand
Cue
tall.
the REM.
Yeah.
Stand in the place where you were.
I mean, I'm not gonna beat a dead horse on this, but again, I have my stance on it. I'm happy for those that are getting it,
Congratulations, everyone.
but
You did it.
yeah, I don't know whether I'm surprised or not that this got funded the way it did, that the enthusiasm was there for it. So yeah, beat that dead horse, Jared. Beat that dead horse, and he'll never stop. I don't know. Before we move on, you guys have any thoughts on this, or
You know what? Maybe next week I might even. I'm part of me is the FOMO on this guy because it is still a cool bot. It is a different bot, and that's about it. I may get it just because again FOMO,
yeah,
but yeah. Anyway, yeah.
I'm
If I don't-
curious.
if it doesn't.
I was gonna say I'm curious about one thing, and I'm curious if it's going to get the retail surge. I think this will probably end up around 20 or 21,000 backers. So
I don't know if it'll go that high. I'm gonna say 19.5.
19.5. I'm gonna say just under 21. Like I'm gonna say like maybe like 20,600. But it's a hard guesstimate to make because TF Source has they still have Deathsaurus up, and how much did they buy, and how much shelf space or warehouse space that take for them. I don't know. It's a good question, Prince, and we should definitely tee one up in the near future. I'm sure T and Matt.
We've got something in the pipeline. I assure you.
Yeah. I'm sure T and Matt also probably going to want to talk Final Fantasy. They went and saw the Advent Children special edition in the theater, and now they're both playing Rebirth. I'm gonna say it right. Rebirth.
Nerd.
And like I said, I am waiting because as I said, when Final Fantasy, when the first one of the remake came out, I bought it, I played it, enjoyed it, and then it became free.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait a couple months and either buy it used or see if it becomes free. Because guess what? It's currently free again on PlayStation if you got PlayStation Extra.
I thought you were too busy playing Helldivers.
No, that's what I am. I'm enjoying Helldivers. I bought that. It's got a great online community, so I can take Final Fantasy VII and just wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Helldivers also the beautiful thing about Helldivers, and shit, maybe that'll be a good reaction thing. Talk some gaming, talk some current state gaming, because Helldivers is like one of those rare releases where it's a live service game, but it's also a complete game. It's multiplayer only, but it's not full price. It's a $40 game in 2024. Yet there's so much content. There's tons of planets. It's all about the moment to moment. I've had some of the most memorable multiplayer moments playing that game.
It makes me feel like it's 2012 again when I play that game.
Yeah.
And the nice part is a lot of players are actually 35 and older playing this game. No, Mike, seriously, if you have it, a PlayStation or Steam, it's worth it. You just have to have the time.
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing about it too, and what I was going to say is the time element, because rounds are anywhere from a half hour to 30 to 15 minutes, or I think some of them, like the escorts, are like even less. And if you don't have the time to play a game, but you can like, hey, I got an hour to kill, you can get 2 good rounds in and just have fun and go about your day. And the best part is, it is not pay to win. It is purely, there are cosmetics. The game has like 2 progression stores that you can get. One technically you do have to buy like the Super Citizen Edition to get the store, but there's nothing in there that's going to make you a better player. And the in-game currency can be earned by just playing the game. The super credits, you can just find them in the environments, which is awesome because you can spend money to buy stuff from their paid store if you want, or you can just find it in the game, but it doesn't feel grindy at all. It's good. I really recommend it. But hey, I guess we got to talk Transformers still. So keeping it right along. They showed off the Legacy Selects or Generations Selects Legacy Autobots United 5-pack. This has gone up for pre-order on everywhere but Amazon, really. So TF Source, Entertainment Earth, BBTS, Robot Kingdom, Chosen Prime, Ages 3 and Up, and Hasbro Pulse all have this.
Pulse is already sold out, I think.
Let's check real quick. Yep. Do I have that up? Let's go over
I feel
here.
like I need to
Nope.
go down.
Nope. I thought I had that.
That's a
It's
4-pack
sold out,
of-
though.
I didn't realize that.
It's
Yeah.
from the island of repaints.
Yeah. So
It's very cool.
the other thing too, we talked last week about how some of these exclusive figures from Velocitron are getting reissued. I'm like, look, this Hound will probably get released on its own.
That'll be on eBay. People are going to be breaking the sets
Yeah.
up. Everything else we all got before. It's a
Yeah.
nice paint job. They're making you know what? That's polishing a turd really well.
Yeah, and you're getting an extra gun for Wheeljack. That's pretty cool that they're doing that.
And you actually get a gun for Sunstreaker.
Yeah. And I
But-
like that they picked out, they kind of gave him a faux spoiler there with paint.
But for $110 for that,
Well, you see, we got this. Let's go ahead and move on to the next because I've got I've got a weird observation that just kicked into my brain. So let's talk about this, which I am surprised this is a set.
Yeah. So for anybody listening, these two sets are Amazon exclusives. These are the Legacy United Doom and Destruction Collection and the Mayhem Attack Squad. So let's get into this real quick. So
I mean, is it a 4-pack or is it 2 2-packs?
this is 2 2-packs. However, because
Well-
the set with the what is this guy's name? He's the Needle Nose repaint.
Windshare?
Yeah, I think. Let me scroll back up. Let's see. So Breakdown and Windsweeper.
so wait, so which one has the minicon?
So Windsweeper technically has 2 target masters. So
Gotcha.
let's go in here. So yeah, he's got 2 target masters that are painted in silver. And why is? Oh, I see why. Yeah, they're calling it a 4-pack, I guess, because he
Sorry,
comes with
just
the 2
you
target
glitched
masters.
on my end.
Oh, what happened?
Mike, you're muted.
None. You glitched on my end. That's about it.
Oh,
Carry on.
So yeah, Doom and Destruction pack, you get Windsweeper and his 2 target masters, as well as Breakdown. I don't think either of these look good.
Breakdown looks. I like Breakdown. I like Breakdown a lot.
I can't get over that body, the him being a bulkhead repaint.
I think I like them better as Bulkhead. Yeah.
First of all, the head sculpt is really nice. I love that they gave him the hammer, and I'm just saying, like, I would, if that was an individual release, that would go fantastic with the not Dead End, the Knockout that they put out a while ago.
Yeah.
Plus, the shoulder cannon's nice. That was an add-on. The other one did. Bulkhead didn't have
no,
that.
Bulkhead did have it.
Oh, he did have it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Bulkhead had it, and then the re-release of Bulkhead had that hammer, which I said, oh yeah, this is going to be a pre-tool for Breakdown. I'm surprised he still comes with the Wrecking Ball because,
I mean, I dig it. I always liked this version of Breakdown, which that means also technically they could do a black repaint and make him into
The stylus one.
yeah.
Yeah, they probably will. I just think it looks way too breakdown. I'm sorry, it looks way too bulkhead and not really
Just
what I'd want out of breakdown personally. I mean, I get it. Like if they're doing a repaint and it's like, well, what vehicle would you suggest that they do? I mean, outside of being an original mold.
yeah. Then let's look at the deluxe Insecticons. I can't believe that's happening.
Yeah. Well, I can because they did do one already.
Well, but not this. Yes, but that one was pretty much a straight kickback repaint. This actually though has, I mean, it's still some retooling, but it's a very good retooling.
Well, it did the kickback repaint did have a new head, so that that was that a 5-pack or was that a 4-pack?
Well, it was a 4-pack.
But yeah, I mean, there is some really nice retooling going on here. I like Chop Shop the best. Like this is a really, really good reuse.
Great use of that shrapnel body.
Yeah, I really like that they they're getting the eyeballs out of the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got the new
Yeah,
pauldrons here.
He does look good.
This is an interesting one. So this is was this Venom?
Yeah, and they retooled Bombshell.
Yeah, I don't like the mushroom pegs in the front. Yeah,
That is but I do like. I mean, all they did was they pulled. Do you remember way back when with Generation Sunstreaker and so all they did literally was turn the body around. That's the body turned around because where the you could see where the beetle head that is folded up in his chest. If that was Bombshell, that would be pulled up forward more.
Yeah,
that's all. That's why the mushroom pegs are exposed. His body's just turned around.
well, yeah, and I get that. I just wish that they could have, for the retooling, they could have just flipped those pieces around.
Well, you know someone's going to put a filler piece in there, but no, I agree.
Yeah.
Because, again, if this was 10, 15 years ago, they wouldn't need to put a filler piece in there.
So which one is this then?
I believe this is Barrage. Yeah, this is Barrage. And then I was trying to think, like, who was it they did? It was Ransack. So they did. So we still need Venom.
Right, yeah.
And I'm curious,
and you could give that Hammer Minicon to Breakdown if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't hate them. I think that's some very clever retooling for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I think what you were going to get at is, should this have come with Breakdown?
Yeah.
Because in Japan, they had the whole Arms Micron thing going on for Prime. And, this would have made sense.
I think that would have really...
No.
Then technically it would have looked better as a 5-pack.
Yeah.
So one thing's kind of interesting is they're doing all these packs as opposed to actual individual figures. Do you think there's they're trying to get waves out, but by just doing this as hey, if they're gonna buy them all already, just put them all in one box and ship it?
It's hard to say. I mean, with these being Amazon exclusives,
right? Those
it's
being
hard
Amazon
to feel what the criteria.
And the last though was a 5-pack, which is of all those repaints, but
yeah, the 5-pack to me makes no sense at all. I think that they just were kind of shuffling around ideas. I think that they would have been smarter to re-release all those figures individually as studio series, or since they're kind of doing this whole thing with wave refreshes, and I completely agree with making older characters available for new audiences. Like one of the issues that we see, and I've talked about it a ton of times, is that those core, the classic characters aren't often available, and you get like what I call ancillary characters clogging up the store shelves.
Right.
So by having characters like Wheeljack and Jazz and Cliff Jumper, Hound readily available, it makes way more sense for people who are older fans looking for an entry point, or people trying to get younger fans in, where they can be like, hey, there's because Tubi exists, so a kid could go and watch all of G1 for free right now. Same thing with Pluto TV. So if people are like, hey, I want you to watch this, I grew up with this, they put it on for their kids, and their kids are like, oh, I like this character, I really like Trailbreaker, and then boom, there's Trailbreaker on the store shelf, rather than
lies. Nobody likes Trailbreaker.
I liked Trailbreaker when I was a kid, but I guess it was also because my uncle had a truck that was the same as him. So Gears, I hated it.
Well, anyway, let's move on. Let us move on. We've got time. 9:40. We've only talked about 5 figures.
All right. Well, lastly, for official Transformers, we get a look at the Lunar Cruiser Prime in hand. Anybody getting this?
No. Next. Sony is probably.
Well, I am too. And okay. I put in my pre-order with BBTS last summer, and they required the $25 down payment, and then they lowered the price to like $70. So I'm looking forward to this. We finally get a look at. So he is technically Masterpiece scale, but he just kind of like looks like he's more like an advanced generator, like kind of like what we used to get with Takara Tomy. Remember they did like the whole like the Gamer Series one where they did like the Mega Drive, Megatron, the PlayStation. So this just looks like a neat novelty item. There he is next to the regular retail Rise of the Beast Prime, which was a good figure in its own right. I mean, it definitely looks interesting. I'm excited. I'm more excited to get my hybrid convoy.
Are you the only one that got the Luna one?
Me and Sony, I guess.
Oh.
But I'm sorry, not hybrid convoy, but the missing link convoy. Mine's like it's on its way, but it's taking its time.
Gotcha.
So, because Amazon Japan does not ship like they used to. But yeah, I mean, this guy's due out, I think, in June, if I'm not mistaken. Showing that he's got rubber antennae on there. And a matrix as well.
Cool.
Probably not removable, but still, I dig him. I'm looking forward to putting this guy on my Prime shelf. I'm just getting the basic one. I didn't need the stand and all that. Like the stand, I think increases the cost by like 30%.
Is it true that the basic one has a little poster inside of it saying "Live, Love, and Laugh"?
You can put it on his little solar panel if you want. Live, laugh, love. All right, let's move into some third-party stuff. We got some cool stuff to talk about this week. I guess we'll kick it off with the Armada Starscream coming from Fans Hobby. I said last week that I wouldn't be shocked if we saw the robot mode pictures, and lo and behold, we got some prototype robot mode pictures.
I'm curious. Am shocked.
I'm curious what you think about this one, Dave, because this is I think this looks nice, but I know. Nope.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
There it is.
There it is. So yeah, I think this looks. Oh, I'm sharing the wrong tab. Let me make sure I have the right tab. There we go. All right, now we have the right tab. So the sword is not the whole wing. And I know for some people that might be a deal breaker. And again, this is the sculpt work isn't there yet. This is kind of just, their design phase where they get the basic outline of the body. And you kind of get an idea of how things are going to look here. You get 2 swords, which I think is neat. And the way that the wings are, you're gonna have to, if you want it to look like this, the wing is the sword, you're gonna have to tilt that thing back. So you're gonna have to fake it.
That's like the Generations one, the Thrilling 30.
Mm-hmm. Well, also the Legacy one. The Legacy one didn't even have a transforming wing. Like it literally just was a piece that stored on the underside of it.
Right.
So then you get to see like what their whole thing with the cannons is. You can store them on the underside of the arms.
Now, this goes back to what I was saying. This looks more like, that actually looks more like oh my god, I figured out what the remold, what the how they're redoing they're going to redo the mold. I know exactly how they're going to redo the mold. It's not as Energon Starscream.
You think it's going to be Thrust?
No, it's going to be Beast Wars 2 Starscream, which was a variation of the Smoke Jumper model, which had those guns on the arms like that, which explains the other body.
Well, that makes sense, because then they'll get people on the Beast Wars 2 front and also the G2. So I mean, it's smart.
It's either going to be Beast Wars 2 Starscream, or it's going to be Smoke Jumper. Calling it now, because I'm that kind of geek.
They probably will make this their repaint mold, knowing, and I get it. Like, Fans Hobby kind of needs that.
I think they should have gone the other way around. I think if they should have led with it being Smoke Jumper, I think that would have gotten a lot more excitement with that whole G2 crowd or the Beast Wars crowd. Because right now a lot of us are sitting here like, why? It's a meh version of this, but if they did it as a Smoke Jumper and then somehow they pulled Armada Starscream out of it, I think that might have pulled a little more interest.
Yeah.
So that's just...
I'll be curious to see how it unfolds, because like right now it's kind of hard to when it's fully sculpted and painted, it might be a little bit better to cast judgment on that.
I get why they're doing it though. I mean, with Naval Commander and with the, they're keep going with Armada, but as of right now, this doesn't hold any interest. I will say, if they try to do a Sideways, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Sideways definitely needs a good update for sure. And another character I'd love to see them do that hasn't really had proper justice is Red Alert. Like, Red Alert, the original Armada Red Alert, I loved him. I liked the Cybertron one, but he was way too small. And the Armada one had tiny legs. I'd love to see a better proportioned Red Alert done with all the gimmicks.
Cool.
So, and, for Cannonball, people love Cannonball. All right. What happened there? That's not what I clicked. Technical difficulties, folks. This one is...
cool.
Yeah. And Demolisher and Cyclonus are definitely two that need to be done. They're fan favorites. Their transformations are super simple. I'd honestly
Demolisher
like
was
to
an
see...
original character. Demolisher was original to Armada.
And he had the best Minicon integration of any figure. Well, he and Cyclonus did, because I loved how
Cyclonus had the best intercom.
Yeah, because he worked both ways as a because it made him like a Hind-D helicopter or an attack chopper. That was really cool. And they both were super simple. I'd love to see Transarts take a stab at Armada, like what they've done with taking the Beast Wars Transmetals designs and upping the ante with them, but not putting a stylistic spin on them. They're just like, hey, here's your masterpiece, Yeah. And they did do a Demolisher in the I hope that those get HD remasters soon. Like I've been like jonesing to play them. So this is from Mechanical Skull Studios, and you're probably saying, that sounds familiar. Where have I heard from them? Well, you know that like Generations scale Starscream, Armada Starscream, that was like super faithful. Like people have been loving it.
So they're making a Skywarp.
Yep. So there's their teaser image for that.
Yay.
So
okay. We're giving it a new head.
Exactly, and a new coat of paint. So
Cool.
figured we'd share that. Let's go on to something a little bit more or a lot more substantial, depending on how you think. Sony's favorite characters from the Bayverse. Do you know who they are?
Oh.
Oh
Oh.
god, we're going unique toy.
Don't run them through the mud.
Or Mud Flap. Yeah, so Unique Toys coming back. We saw the car modes. I
Oh my
hate these
god.
characters.
Okay, cool.
And
We know
I
they're
hate-
happening. I'm not. Are you buying them?
No,
Are you buying them, Zero?
no. I
Okay.
I have to say with an asterisk, I hate these characters. I hate these designs. I will give Unique Toys kudos because the hands do look nice. They look very faithful. But
If I want nice hands, I'll buy an Astrobot. Shoot, I'm gonna
Yeah.
summon Lance.
I can't. I like. Look, I'm glad to see Unique Toys back, and I'm glad to see
Don't
them
even
doing
give
stuff
it
other than.
airtime.
Yeah, these are just not good figures.
Well, you can't say they're not good
Well,
figures. Like it.
I'm sorry, good characters.
Yeah, the characters are terrible, and I guess that's the sad part is like these look really well done in the proto pictures, but it's just like I'm getting just seeing them. I'm getting flashbacks to like my head being in my hands.
Do you see me
during that
getting more
movie.
agitated? I'm getting actually agitated the more you show these.
Well, we've shown all there is. Let's get that bad taste out of your mouth with something that's exciting. You remember Star Toys? They're rumored to be they're rumored to be an offshoot of
I tried, guys.
Deformation Space.
Yeah. They did the Blitz.
So yeah, they did that Blitzwing last year. That was I got mine for $70. Super substantial. They are like, look, I've been trying to give Keith a lot of credit with what he's been doing with like like what he did with Fast. This company is the closest competitor to Fans Toys for a third of the price. So this Trax is actually really exciting. They have the renders up first. So, car mode looks great.
It's gonna be
They've
a
got
step
the-
up. It's gonna be a step up from Takaro.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be a step up for several reasons. And first off, it does all the stuff that Takara does. This is, it has a faux chest. So it's not trying to do the perfect transformation.
Mhm.
And with that, and we'll go down to like pictures. Again, it literally does everything that Takara, except it has additional faces. Takara didn't have that. And then here you get a picture of the bot mode. They're showing off the articulation. You can see this is looking to be pretty solid.
As long as it doesn't have that hollow chest, you can go through.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I mean, Blitzwing was pretty good. I'm still looking at them right now.
It tracks.
Like honestly, if this thing comes out and it's like it's like $40-$50 from Asian sellers, definitely going to consider it. And I'll keep my Takara tracks because I'll just have him pose with Raul in car mode.
Yep.
I think they'll make for a great display. Jay says only concern with this is the finish. Will it be matte? I think that they'll go with a gloss. I mean, he is a Pontiac Firebird. How are you going to do that paint?
This,
You
that's
know,
RX-7
was he?
or RX-5.
I thought he was based on. I thought he was Pontiac license.
Ace of Corp.
Checking real quick. Oh, I think he's a Fiero. Now that I think about it. No. Actually, is he?
That's a Corvette.
Oh man, he is a Corvette. I feel stupid.
I was wondering where you guys were going. But
We're not car guys. Even though we love transforming cars, but
Mhm.
yeah, I'm excited to see what
Corvette
they do.
Z06.
so yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll be out Maybe it'll be out before Bandit
Maybe
Or-
this
or
looks pretty far
a-
along.
or a MMC or XTB Defensor figure.
Yeah. Well, with their Blitzwing, they got that thing into production quick, and it was great quality. Like I didn't buy that at when it first came out. I actually saw people talking about it. I think Hamman got it, some people in the community got it, and then was it Ben's Collectibles got it? And I was just like, okay, well, this is pretty good. And yeah, even here, ab crunch, no skirts. It's just this looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good little, good figure. Good first start.
Well, second really, because they
Oh,
like, they really and again, like if you're holding out for the Fans Toys Blitzwing, I think the Star Toys is a great contender to the point where I don't need another Blitzwing. Like I don't need the Fans Toys one.
Yep.
You know. So let's keep it moving. We got a bunch of updated pictures and pre-orders today for Classified.
I pre-ordered everything but that.
Oh,
Really? So what was your?
I mean, it's basically the Televiper's $25, so that thing is $50. I don't know if that's 50. If I could call that $50 worth of plastic for that missile trailer.
I mean,
Pirate, we're with you.
yeah. Say
Yeah,
my
I'm just saying,
justification
yeah.
for it completes the hiss, and that's part of it for me.
That's exactly why I asked to get this.
Yeah.
It's the full thing. I love the color scheme of the black and red on it.
It's just
Yeah.
Scrap iron was $50,
I agree. I am not.
and scrap iron. In some, he had the. I mean, oh god damn it, that looked cool.
We are enablers. We are
Yeah,
justifying
it's-
Hasbro with their wonky pricing.
If it was
but
$60, I'd buy it. I don't know why that $15 is making such a difference, but
Well, it's because you're seeing the boiling pot stuff, right? Like these incremental increases add up, and they add up quick.
this was the same price, almost more.
and
Actually,
that's
these were
three
$80.
$25 figures.
Yeah.
That's three $25 figures. I'm just not saying that. I'm subtracting the $25 out of there, and I'm looking at the $50 trailer. I don't know if that's a $50 trailer.
I don't think it is. I think this should have been a $50 set. I don't even think it should have been
It's a $35 trailer.
You know,
Hustlers taking your feedback and tossing it away next with the money.
I'll take
I
one
did.
of yours.
Well, I ordered two, but I ordered one for Mike because he doesn't have Pulse Premium, so anymore. So that's why I ordered two. Also, I just wanted to complete the hiss. Depending on what I do with my classified collection, whether I continue or not, I think I might scale down and just do like the card back stuff and just the core cartoon cast, because again, I need to be able to display this stuff. But the hiss would definitely be something that I do keep, just because that's like the centerpiece of a Cobra collection. Come on now.
Yep.
So yeah, we've seen Nullhide before, getting
looks
some
great.
way better looks. He came in. I think you were over, because were you guessing he was going to be 50 something?
Who hit me?
I think Dave was pinning the price for him originally, thinking that he was going to be like that new
I
deluxe
think he was
pricing.
about 45.
Yeah,
I mean,
and he
he's
came in
reusing
at
that button.
45.
He's reusing the bow from Shadow Tracker, but he also, and I saw this on some group, and it freaking. I mean, he is using Shadow Tracker's gear, low lights gear, but I can't remember what group I saw it in. He comes with an evil Timon and Pumbaa, and that freaking sells it.
Well, Pumbaa, Timon was a meerkat.
I don't. It's evil Timon and Pumbaa.
But yeah,
Nope. That's cool.
I like the new packaging. Then we get our Tiger Force repaints.
I held off on that, and then I bought it.
I bought it. Yeah.
I did. Wait, you, Mike, you even made a meme. You made a meme in the group
I did not
chat.
make a meme. I found a meme and I was giving it to T
Okay.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I've been collecting the Tiger Force guys. So this is
I
me
just-
being weak and saying yes. I want a Roblox that looks like he's wearing a bright yellow bike helmet.
I'm just saying these guys are going to go. These are going to be in clearance at Target. These are
I
Target
don't care.
exclusives.
I'm gonna say this. You get a bunch of Tiger Force figures together, and you get a bunch of Python Patrol figures together, and you get, even though they're all repaints, they look good together. They do look good together.
They are
They look
cohesive.
gaudy as hell, and they look good.
Yeah, this is
They work.
a cohesive looking team.
It is cohesive. The
Yeah.
Python Patrol, ugly as sin, and their brothers, and they're looking ugly as sin. That Copperhead is one of the ugliest figures out there, but somehow looks great next to the Vipera.
I like
And
Princeton's
then you
comment
get
here.
the
Princeton.
He says, "I need that pork belly. I want representation of Hasbro's CEO."
Ooh,
That's a burn.
ooh.
So yes, Dave and I bought it. That's supposed to come out, I think, mid July.
June, I
Or
think.
June? Okay.
Look, it's a good looking set, but as I said, I just
It was surprising to read some people's comments that they were buying it just for the Modus. I'm like, I mean, more power to you, I guess, but
Buying just for
just for the gun, just for Roblox gun.
so you gotta look at
Yes.
Jinx. A lot of
Jinx?
people are not Jinx. Oh my god,
that's Jinx.
it
Yeah,
is
this is
Jinx.
Yeah, Jinx looks great. Look at the double jointed elbows.
Did see some concerns about her knees though.
They're pinless.
That's
They are
Yeah,
pinless.
I think she might be sharing the knees with Vibra, whatever it is. The
What?
Python Patrol Ninja Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those knees are horrible. But
And
the
as long
arms,
as their arms don't pop off, I'm okay.
yeah.
Well, hopefully they're not rubbery, because that's the big concern because that's what she had was like you could take her knees and literally just kind of sway them
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah, the only character that was worse was that Marvel Legend Black Widow, the blonde one, with her gummy legs. 'Cause you can make a McDonald's out of her.
I will say this though, they're doing such a good job with the tattoos on these figures.
Yeah.
And she actually has proportions. She doesn't look like her upper anatomy is missing.
And all hand. Why? I mean, I'm glad she has alternate hands, alternate head, alternate hands.
Yeah. I wish
Which doesn't make sense that she has the alternate hands, just because you normally would have her with the weapons anyway.
Yeah. I wish she had like posing hands so you could get her in some like martial arts poses.
I agree.
Because the
I think I
closed
would have
fist.
preferred that over the fist.
Yeah. I've had a debate with T-Man about this in the past. Like I think that like gripping hands are for 6-inch figures are acceptable for for punch poses.
Yeah.
You're really not going to see it in photography.
Oh, okay. Mike and I both collect Action Force.
Hmm?
I don't think I ever switch out the hands because I got them always holding their weapons.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Most people are going to have them holding their weapons.
See, on the
That's the
opposite, I've been switching. I switch them out. At least with the newer waves, the other ones between heating them up and stuff. Yeah, I'm with you. I leave them pretty much with the default hands, but you have them options, and I just mess around with it. But
I do like what they're doing with the blue and the red box inlays. I think that really is going to make these things pop.
So that's what I was going to ask you after we're done looking at all these. And I'd like to ask the same question to the chat too, but we'll go through the rest of the pre-orders.
I ordered
Night
three
Creeper.
I ordered 3 Night Creepers.
Oh, I only did 2. And I might
got the
get
Third one's gonna have. The third one's gonna have the alternate face to be the sergeant.
See, these are the hand options I would have liked Jinx to have come with,
Yes.
but
I'm with you on that.
I also really like these 2 swords he comes with.
Well, if I recall, and Michael probably, the Night Creepers were not part of Cobra; they were hired by Cobra.
Yep. There was the 90s when things were getting weird with the with the comics where everyone was a ninja and they were kind of just going a little more out of it, and then Deke was taking over the series, and that's the only time we really saw the
We
Night
don't
Creeper.
talk about that cartoon. We don't talk about that cartoon. That thing was.
To go back to another one, Naga Haida was the only Dreadnought that was not in the Sunbow comic or series. He was in the Deke one.
Oh, I know. Yes, but that also had the episode where everybody was in jail and still wearing their Cobra gear.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Look, you were a kid back then. You didn't think about stuff like that. So,
But
I don't know. Batman
but
kind of made me think about that.
what now?
The Batman the Animated Series made me think about that, because Batman the Animated Series, most of the time when people became inmates at Arkham, they took their costumes away, and that was how you saw like Crane's face and all. And
True.
Mhm.
What were you going to say, Dave?
Oh, I was gonna say, but I would say I completely agree though. Like the way those alternate hands are, you got the one chopping hand and the one hand throwing ninja stars. That's what Jinx should have had, something like that. But
Agreed.
T-Man should be happy. We're getting alternate faces and alternate hands and way too much gear, and that is still $25 damn. Like
are
I
they
am.
making these boxes slimmer? I just noticed.
I don't have no problem.
Don't answer that yet.
I
Don't
don't-
answer that yet.
Okay.
Okay.
No. We got to finish up here with this
So we get Doc.
amazing looking figure.
He looks
Doc.
fantastic.
This was the one. He's the first one to sell out. He is the one that I definitely needed too, just because of kit bashing options, the modularity of the vest, the look of it, and the fact that he does not have an offensive weapon on him. I give the
That's what I was
Hasbro team
thinking.
kudos on this.
That's what I was trying to verify. I know he had the flare gun. I didn't know what the black pistol was.
It's a taser. If you go back on the Hasbro Pulse page and read the list of accessories, that's what they call it.
I mean, I remember in the was it him? Was it him in the comic? No, who's in the cartoon that couldn't hold a gun?
Lifeline is the other was the pacifist. Doc was never really laid
Right.
out in the comic as a pacifist, but as
This
a
is
medical
great.
person.
Like he's just
So,
Yeah.
perfect neutral character.
Yep.
Oh God, look at
and
Yeah, these flame effects.
Valen's
are
got to be ticked off that he didn't come up with the flamethrower first.
Okay, competition is a great thing.
yeah, and
God, it
actually,
looks so good.
Because I mean, that's a good question too. If not for Vala, would they have stepped their game up like this with the Joes?
the one cannot live with one could live without the other, but you as the consumer and the fan would be wanting.
Yes.
That's my politically correct response. And so we have that right there. And then we have the overpriced Gridiron Studio flamethrower set, which is not for a Dreadnought, but this is just their other version. Sorry for the noise. But
And that was for barbecue.
no, barbecue's a fireman. This was this is their other type of flamethrower. That was
But
just more like a World War II, but this is the flame effect that Gridiron produces. And guess what? I give props to Lenny for saying this during the stream where he was trying to make sure it wasn't droopy. he also has to make sure that it's not heavy as shit like this, because
Yes.
it makes every figure go like this with their arm, which is
Yeah.
why they angled this bottom piece so it would sit flat.
On the topic of barbecue, though, since he comes with multiple flame effects, you don't have to put one in storage. You can just give it to barbecue, who never came with a flame effect.
You mean I think what you guys are thinking of though is not barbecue.
No,
Again, barbecue's a firefighter. You're thinking blowtorch. Blowtorch
Ah,
is
right.
going to have was the Joe
Right.
guy with the flamethrower.
Which now we got a flamethrower for blowtorch now too, but
Yeah.
it's, I love the like all three of those effects look perfect. You got three different styles. Oh, I cannot wait to photograph this guy. I mean, the
And-
promotional photos they have are perfect.
And no stupid sunglasses that would fall off or not fit properly. They did it right. They molded it to him because you know what? He never took the sunglasses off. In fact,
Nope.
none of them did in the cartoon.
Yeah, and I'm fine. I'm fine with that.
Oh, I love that skull shooting the flame out of the eyes. And also, one of my problems I had with the Valkyrie figures, he doesn't have, which said he has both left and right holsters. Because one of the Valkyrie figures, they basically just had a reversed holster. I mean, I know they don't do packs like Vala does of weapons and things like that, but oh my gosh. I'm already looking at him to think if his build is right, that is already a top 5 figure of the year contender right there. As long as that plastic is that gummy isn't falling apart,
As long as he's
I'm
more
actually
Ripper
excited.
and not as much Buzzer, I'm happy with the 2 that I pre-ordered. Because again, for kit bashing,
Oh, yeah.
now, if I may, my question: if you would go back to one of the pictures that has a package on it, or to show the packaging,
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of contention online, and I will ask the chat group, and I will ask you two fine gentlemen: does the new packaging satisfy you, or are you more disappointed, or is it boring? You lose the drawing or the artwork on it that was on the winded packaging. There's nothing to do with the regards like Easter eggs or whatnot. It's just a very to the point, here's the figure package.
Well, it satisfies me for a few reasons. I did like the artwork, but look, there's a lot of costs. And at the end of the day, these boxes all get tossed in the trash.
Mhm.
For Mitten box collectors, I can see where this is a problem. For me, I like the red and the blue backdrops in here. I think it makes the figures pop. Also, I'm noticing these are narrower and maybe shorter. Distribution is a problem for Hasbro. If they can get more in a case to sell more figures and stop short packing stuff, that's a win for customers. I think that the look, you can talk about how great the art was, but there was a drop off when they moved to the plastic free packaging, and that artwork wasn't selling toys.
Absolutely correct.
No.
Absolutely correct. And that's where, like I said, going back to this whole thing where you can see the package, I'm absolutely happy with. For a Mitten box collector, which I'm not, there's a lot of pissiness going on because now this is the third change that they have to deal with in regards to how they display their collection.
But
But
I'm a toy
Hasbro's
collector.
trying to sell it to kids. Kids aren't into box collectors.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I like it. Well, first of all, we haven't seen the back of the box. There might be art on the back of the box for all we know. Two, not the. I don't
Yeah,
think showed the back
they
of the
did.
box.
They did for
There you go.
Doc.
Okay, there's art. There's
Well,
now, it
it's
doesn't have
photography.
Yeah.
the full on there, but that's photography. I love that photography. I actually like that was. And I don't know if they showed the sides. There could be art on the sides.
We get just this one
You
side.
get the
Yeah.
wonderful QR code and those little
Yeah.
lovely little tchotchke text specs, which
Now it's again for a
Yeah.
Mitten box collector. No, it's not gonna be looking the same. At the same time, it has the main things I need. It's got the tray that holds the parts. So if you want to be a person who doesn't want to lose their accessories until you buy yourself a bunch of little cases from Michaels, like Mike has stacked behind him. You're
My only concern is on
the figure. You're seeing the figure. You're seeing the parts. Dude, you can't have your cake and eat it too. I think this is an absolute perfect compromise. Less cardboard, less trash. Hey, that's eco-friendly. Be happy, guys. And you're seeing your picture. Be happy, guys. The figure pops in the box, and then you know what? In some ways, I don't mind them throwing that box out. Take the figure, throw it out. You're good to go.
Well, I was going to say, my only
kind of
concern is this here. If you see where my mouse is, that plastic tab.
Yeah.
So yeah. My only concern with that is that I wish that they did an L-shaped cut. So if there's a bunch of these on a peg, right, you're going to have to pull them all off. And my other concern is there going to be just something on the side that says, because here you have for Torch.
Throw that back up there real quick. Did you see how much stuff you're getting in this little box compared to a Marvel Legend that goes for $25?
I think the plastic-free packaging was cheaper boxes. This, to me, with the big plastic window in here, and the fact that they have to put a backlay in here, I think this is fine.
Yeah, there should be no complaints about this.
I think what we saw with Mutt and Junkyard and what we'll see with Metalhead is the transition into these boxes, because this new form factor, it's a much smarter use of space and minimizing the amount of plastic being used.
Right.
I do also think that this is a way for Hasbro to try to make up something, since they've been losing so much as of late.
And I will say, to Princeton's comment, and I don't know if you're going here, Mike, is that they're giving us cheaper boxes, but it looks like we're getting more accessories this time around.
Was going to say it. At least it looks like you should be getting stuff. Hopefully, they're also taking to heart the constant complaints we had about the gumminess of the weapons. Maybe they can't change the plastic due to rules and how they got to do with their company, but at least it's there. And I will agree with Titan though. Vala has their combat profiles, but also remember, Vala does not have to follow the same rules and guidelines that G.I. Joe and Hasbro does, because they sell internationally. So they got to have the different languages if they're going to do something, which is why they went with the QR codes and the very simple tech specs.
Yeah. I just wish my one wish is that they had some sort of instructions. You know, it seems like with Black Series and Marvel Legends and I mean, yeah, you can go to reviewers to figure it out, but like with that Mandalorian,
you're not wrong.
You know,
Mike, I did notice one thing with Doc. I don't know if you did. His sunglasses do come off.
Oh, I do. No, I absolutely noticed that, and that I'm fine with, as long as they make them a little more rigid, like they did with Ripper, and not the bullshit we got with Buzzer. So
yeah,
fingers crossed.
Well,
because
also at least
it's
helmet's
all
gonna
translucent too. So
yeah, you'd think that when he has his helmet on, that the arms of the sunglasses would hold him on a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
We got a bunch of renders from the fan stream, so yeah, let's walk through these. Is this? So I didn't watch the fan stream. I guess this is just going to be your card back eel.
Yes, this is all these are the retro card back stuff.
Okay.
Slight deco change. Beachhead.
Yeah, way better looking Beachhead.
Yeah. I mean, the vest is still going to the vest is still going to restrict the hell out of them.
Yeah.
But you know, for those that want the Toon look, you know, he's perfect for it.
Yeah, and for people that missed out on the Cobra Island stuff.
Yes.
I like that. I like that the backpack is not great. I wish that they'd done some accents on the guns. I get that it's toy accurate, but
no, I think we're just happy with. They're happy with the pieces and parts. So
Snowsnurpin there.
So Snurpin looks good. I mean, totally. He's still missing the little grenade launcher, or
Yeah.
so that kind of sucks.
I was
Well,
gonna say, this
these
is
are-
going to be $25 though.
That's the thing. It's a $25 version of it. So that's actually not a bad. Well, what's cool about that is you could buy that Snow Serpent and split the gear from one Snow Serpent and split it between two because he got a lot of gear.
Yeah.
Princeton, they didn't mention anything about these going up. These are just the the renders right now. So probably
Oh,
summer.
Daddy wants. I love that helmet.
Very
So-
interesting that they went with the female driver. You know, Vampra. If you look at the storied history of her figure, the original O-ring, she was a driver for the
Mhm.
Sting 2, whatever the second version of the Vamp that Cobra started using. She was brought in as the driver for it. So it's kind of interesting that they went with like I said, a female driver for this one.
Yeah. Well, they're just calling it the Cobra
She don't
Scout.
look bad though.
So
No, I mean they should be able to perfect this now because all that should be is the Valkyrie mold.
and then I think everything else is just in hand of what we just looked at.
And then they had a couple non-render leaks. Not leaks, but
The name only.
yeah.
Yeah, the Saw Viper.
I
the,
cannot wait for the Saw Viper.
and Dialtone. And actually, they dropped a third name towards the very end as the Frag Viper.
I have no
So-
idea. I've never seen a Frag Viper, but the Saw Viper,
Frag Viper,
dude.
yeah, Frag Viper was the one that was basically a bunch of highlight players. He's the one that had like the big claw that you would put the grenade in, and he would lob it
yeah.
with the big. He was like the brown bodysuit with blue accents, and then the big silver head.
Well, the
But
Saw
yes,
Viper.
I'm with.
If you ever read the comics, one of the Saw Vipers is actually the one killed the most amount of Joes.
Well, yeah, in the
the
comic,
comic.
he was the only one. Unfortunately, he wasn't an army
And
bearer
then
like he was a toy.
In the Devil's Due comic, which I actually really enjoyed the Devil's Due run. It was written by Larry Hama, which I don't know why they took that out of canon, honestly. But, the Devil's Due one, that Saw Viper then became Overkill, which was kind of
Yeah.
cool. Got some cybernetics in it.
But I'm with you, Jedi. I'm missing Alpine. I might just have to kit bash one together at this point. So, and that's the only thing. And that's what I was saying to you guys in the chat earlier today about it. I'm like, Hasbro did really good with these sculpts. They are the most consistent in their presentation quality. I applaud them for that. I just wish they would kind of not jump around so much.
Yeah.
Like, just finish the original 13, then go, then you can start cherry picking from like the 85 wave and the 86 ones, and then you can mix in the vehicles. But it's just, you're going from like what you have here. You have Shadow Tracker, which was never really in anything other than he had a toy earlier. It's cool that you got Spider. Which one is he? A Wolf Spider, brand new character, fantastic. But then you bounce. They're bouncing all over the place. If they would kind of be a little more strategic, it'd be really, really cool.
I think that they think that is being strategic, like all for old, all for new, all for in between. But I think while they think they're being, go ahead, Dave.
I was gonna say Super 7 did that with their turtles.
Mhm.
Every wave, they did 4 waves, and every wave had one turtle.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that
I
that
mean,
does kind of.
I think that the NECA approach worked better, where they came out and they said, "Hey, here's the 4 turtles. Here's Krang and Shredder. Have at it." It was the 4 turtles, Krang, Shredder, and foot soldiers. So it's like if you bought those initial waves of the NECA, you could feasibly have a complete collection for yourself. But then what what worked for NECA was at that point people were all in, and NECA also didn't jerk fans around by going, "Oh, hey, for Gargoyles, we're going to release, we're going to release Goliath." Well, they did it right. They released Goliath. Goliath could have been a one-off for people, and then they subsequently released the other core cast, and now people have bought into those and like, well, I really like these. I want the supporting cast. I think the NECA approach when you're targeting collectors is the better way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they're not bouncing
NECA, the last,
between multiple stores for releases.
well, no, well, NECA, it's kind of interesting because, for example, if you collected the movies, that was all over at Walmart, unfortunately, but it was all at Walmart. If you were collecting
Well, GameStop had them
it's
too.
not the cartoon version.
Yeah.
They had, yes, and I got it. Actually, I bought that GameStop wave. That was the first time. And then now people call it the cartoon wave. It's not the cartoon wave. It's actually the Revenge of Shredder wave because all those characters that have been released were in the game. But all those cartoon figures were all at Target, and I do mean all at Target.
And they've
The
done
Mirage
a really good
comic
job
line.
of
The Mirage comic line has been all at Target. So I've
Not
been able
true.
to find.
Best Buy and
Oh, no, Walmart did have a couple of them.
yeah, and Walmart's been carrying them now because I see the Foot Soldier there regularly and Shredder, the
Yes.
Battle Damage Shredder.
Mm-hmm.
I can't buy that Shredder. I want to, but I can't buy it. It just doesn't have an ab crunch. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
But yes, NECA has probably been one of the best lines for the collectors for their product by far.
Hey,
Yeah.
guys, I got to step away for a second. I'll be right back, okay?
So, not much to talk about here with Walmart Collector Con. This will be something we'll be revisiting in the near future. There's supposed to be a sneak peek in a week. So, the sneak peek is going to start on March 7th. And
I still need to order another Shadow Tracker just to
at least he's available. I only got one of the Tunnel Rats and yeah, or the what was it, the Mole Viper? I forget what it was called.
Mole Viper.
Mole Viper, yeah.
Mole Viper. Oh yeah, that was a good figure.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was one of my favorites.
No, I have one. I would like another one. But I'm content if I don't. I'm content if I
I'm
don't.
still surprised you didn't keep because Wolf Spiders, that's an army builder. Plain and simple.
He is, but again, I gotta
I
keep
know.
it. Gotta tamper down because I do need to get around to getting all these on display, and I don't want to be like, yep, well, now I can't. I gotta sell them all.
I justified myself. I only got 2 Wolf Spiders, and then I'm using Tunnel Rat to lead them, so that way I talked myself out of buying the third.
So this one is out on Pulse for pre-order. April 24th is the pre-order cutoff for this, or I guess the release date. This is your Commandos. Why is it? I don't want to do a visual search, Microsoft. Commando Snake Eyes. And while I don't collect 1/12, or I'm sorry, 1/6 scale, this, yeah. Something about the red visor.
And again, this
on
goes back to he looks sexy. That's a sexy looking figure. As you said, it's not the scale I collect. It's not a rabbit hole I want to go down because I bet that thing would photograph beautifully, but then I'd have to do accessories and how am I going to background it and everything else.
Yeah. The materials
God,
they're
that's so
using
damn- look
here
at that.
too.
Look at that cloth.
Yeah. Definitely get the vibe like he's wearing like a nice thermal. So cool looking piece there. All right. And
This still goes back to the whole thing of, though, is Hasbro just going to turn into a licensing company as opposed to a toy manufacturer the way things are going?
I don't think that they will. I think that would be a good reaction episode, but I don't think that they will. I think it's just a lucrative move for them, and I think it's something that if you go back to the early days, look at how much licensing they did. Like, when Transformers was at its peak, you had Optimus Prime toothbrush. You had a Transformers branded watch that they didn't make that turned into a little robot. You had
Right.
a lot of.
Oh, I know, the big wheel bike. I remember all that.
mhm.
That was
Yeah.
the electric train that did not make sense that it was a transforming electric train.
I do think that they could be more sensible with what they license out, because as it seems right now, they're licensing things out that are competitors to their products, and I don't think that's a smart move. I
But
think
they still
Page
sell it on
Punchers-
Pulse.
They still sell it on Pulse. They're still getting a cut, but I think that stuff like this, yeah, it's 1/6 scale, but it could have people that, and the Mezcos could have people say, I want a higher class GI Joe. I don't want to collect classified. I'd rather keep it to a smaller, more focused collection.
The Mezco's a little different because you get how many Joes out a year,
Right?
and you get like
But
that Mezco out.
you run the risk of people wanting to stay in that lane, I think. Whereas a smart thing for Hasbro to do, instead of, hey, we're going to let our competitors make products. Hey, Jada, you guys do fantastic vehicles. Can you make 1/12 scale vehicles and then market them as compatible with GI Joe? Because you're going to have people that are like, I want vehicles for GI Joe, but I don't have the space, or what Hasbro offers is too expensive. Jada comes out, makes vehicles that are compatible to their standards, and suddenly you have like a $30 vamp, just the vamp for sale.
Well, I still, I mean, with the
'Cause that
vehicle
was
thing,
something
I'm
we saw-
surprised. Well,
say,
again, that's something they could have taken advantage with Fortnite, but still, that would be
Yeah.
T-Man if he was here.
Yeah, I distinctly remember back in the 80s and 90s, there were licensed play sets that weren't made by the toy manufacturers themselves.
Oh yeah,
I'd have to find specific examples, but I know that there were officially licensed but third party play sets that were compatible with.
they were like cardboard cutouts and things like that. It's like when Kenner had the
Sure.
Death Star. So,
Yeah. But
anyway.
it doesn't those were enhancements. They weren't really competitors. They existed to get you to buy more of the manufacturer's product. Same thing with those Playmates had like Ninja Turtles cases, and there were Micro Machines cases, and they were officially licensed. But yeah, those were things that incentivize, like, hey, we don't have time to make this, but it exists, and we all benefit. And yeah, I agree with Jedi here. If they had Jada make Mask, since Hasbro doesn't do it, that would be...
No. If anyone should get the Mask license, it should be Ramen Toys. Plain and simple.
For mass retail, though?
Even for mass retail. I'm just saying, have him prototype it, design it, and send it to another factory, but anyway, that's a whole different conversation.
Well, let's keep it moving. We'll do a couple quick hits before we wrap it up. This comes from Marvelous News. So the headline being here, Marvel Legends HasLab Giant Man update, a pain in the neck. So Hasbro's Dwight Stahl has once again released a new image for the Giant Man figure, giving us a look at adjustments that have been made to the neck. So
I didn't buy this, so
yeah,
got a William Dafoe chin.
He does. So they're tweaking color matching, and they've adjusted the neck articulation. I think that they should have had another joint at the base of the neck. But yeah,
I don't disagree. I'm glad they went away from that.
Yeah.
I mean, looking up is good, so that way you can have him do like a hunched over crouch position. Again, I could deal with that little gap of the neck because I usually I've Dremeled that out for figures, and that looks better than that. So, playing it.
Yeah, I still think they could have had a joint down there. It would have looked fine, But and the whole thing does look like he has the Willem Dafoe brow too.
Yeah,
I cannot unsee.
I'm something of a scientist. Hidden
Yeah.
scene. I'm something of a scientist myself. Where are you, Spider-Man?
Imagine if they did that. Let's see. Let's look at the Sentinel Cyclops here, because I think the Sentinels have been really neat in terms of appearance.
I think I've said
this
this
one's-
before. It's worth owning one of these.
Yeah. Cyclops is definitely a character that I think is underrated and doesn't get enough love. I think a lot of people base their opinions of Cyclops off of the animated series.
Well, better to base it off the animated series than the movie.
True.
I like the effects. I really like these effects. The biggest thing about, as I said, really good effects on those. These all are the same body. Whether you get the Black Panther,
Yeah.
whether you get an Iron Man, whether you get Wolverine, these are all the same bodies with a slightly different overlay to it. I've got the Deadpool. I do enjoy the Deadpool very much. I think it looks very good.
Well, if you got one, you got them all.
In a way, that's it. You get the favorite. You get the figure that you like. I heard the
Yeah.
Black Panther one looks really good. The Loki one, which why does a god need armor? Go figure. But he looks really good. As I say, I just say look at the line and find the figure. Magneto has armor, has one. Go figure.
Yeah, right.
But that's the thing. You find that favorite figure of yours, and that's the one you get. These hands are all look really good. The War Machine actually looks really cool from this line. And they actually did something I didn't think they could do of making Cyclops look very, very interesting.
And we got one more. I think we'll end it on this one. There was quite a bit to cover this week, believe it or not. But this one I tossed. Well, I think Mike tossed it in here, and I was about to toss it in. So we get an Across the Spider-Verse coming from Figuarts for Spider-Punk.
I've heard, me and Figuarts have a major falling out, but I've heard so far all their figures from Across the Spider-Verse are supposed to be very good. I still like the Sentinel versions myself. I do have the Miles Morales, and I've got the Spider-Man Noir on order from them. I would love to get the Gwen Stacy from them, or the Spider-Gwen from them. This looks really good, but I would say if 1,000 Toys made this, I'd probably be picking this up. But he looks such a kinetic figure.
And I like how they've done the paint work on this. Like it's clean and sloppy at the same time where it needs to be.
That face sculpt is awesome. Like you can make out all the earrings and everything.
And the details on the guitar are really well done too. But yeah, I'm glad to see Figuarts having a little bit of a return to form. It was sad to see them fall from grace, so I'm glad to see them pick things back up.
Last year they made one of my favorite figures, and they made one of my most hated figures that I purchased. That would be the Chainsaw Man being one of my favorite figures, and the Katana Man being one of the worst figures. But these, they seem to be holding up. Again, everyone who I've seen own these, all the reviewers seem to really feel happy with their purchase. So that guitar end looks really good.
All right, Mike, before we close out, you have any
What do you
thoughts
think,
on
Mike?
this?
I am indifferent. I think it's really neat that they're doing something that's both it seems to be beloved, thanks to the two of the movies, I imagine, more than like those that are trying to follow the comics with it. I think it's really interesting. It looks a lot better than the Hasbro one, which a lot of people wanted to grab because of that character. So, did they say when this is going to be released?
Let's see. This is out in July for $66.
All right, and it comes with obviously comes with a guitar. Is that the only thing? Is it coming
Alternate head, and it looks like he's going to come with a couple. So okay, he comes with multiple interchangeable hands. No count on those. Masked and unmasked portraits and a bracelet. So I'm guessing he probably just this is his default face. It doesn't look like he's going to come with other eye options.
Okay.
But you know, I think for what they're asking for an import figure, that's not hateful.
No, $60 for that, please.
So,
Look at all the poses you could get him into.
yeah.
You know.
Mhm.
Yeah. Really, I'm just trying to pad time. I want to transform this snarl because I'm going to see what you guys think about this one part. So, Dave, what do you have going on?
Like I said, what I'm hopefully trying to do is I do want to try to get I mentioned before getting a video of this guy together, and then completely throw him into my little paint shop and weather him up and kind of give him a little more unique look to it. I did do that with my Char Zaku. And it's funny, I do actually have a third model I haven't built yet, which is basically, do I have it by me over here? No, I don't. Which is this goof in Char Aznable colors. Because Char is the fucking man if you're into Gundam. And if you're not into Gundam, still know that Char is the absolute fucking man.
I was gonna say you were speaking some sort of language, and then I'll just nod my head and say yes. So
I'm surprised you're not. Well, you're doing more mythics these days, but Gundam is very good military science fiction.
Yeah,
it was. As you said, I'm padding for time here. It was one of the first space, not only space operas, but when it was written at the time, it was the first time to actually have sympathetic villains to the point that almost who's the hero, who's the villain. You know, I mean, it was a little more cut and dry, but as the series progressed and all, everything was really cool until the 90s.
So like Exo Squad. You tried to figure out.
It was a huge influence on Exo Squad.
Yeah.
Oh god. Don't get me started on Exo Squad. I was hooked on that show.
Yeah, I was all over.
I think Bobby Vallis said that he would like to have made a reimagining of those figures, but I don't think that's his wheelhouse.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. I mean, to go off random while I finish trying to clean this up was Valverse is putting out these these more conversational or informational videos now that he's got a constant web design and videographer. And yeah, there's some of the questions that he gets asked every day. I don't know, man. Like everyone's like, "Hey, you should make this. Hey, you should make this. Hey, you should." There was a question like, "Hey, you should make some Master of the Universe style figures in Action Force." I'm like, no one would buy that.
Now, I would say this, since I know you're not playing it, but the Helldivers game that Zero and I are playing would work very well in Vala's wheelhouse because he likes to, he reuses bucks with slight variations and color variations. I think the Helldiver would work well with that model.
Okay.
Plus with the combination of the various weapons and all.
And they're adding vehicles to it.
All right, I definitely got to check this out then. I'll try to check it out. I don't have a PlayStation, but you said it's on Steam.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see if we can throw it
and it's cross compatible. So you can play with PlayStation people.
Oh, crossplay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Snarl, right? This is the 86 minus me not getting his face. Very cool. Very chunky. What the hell's with the tail?
That's just one of the things that's
what happens when you're over 40.
Yeah. That's just like one of the things that I think a lot of people had issue with, and that's why for mine they are my robot mode Dinobots.
Yes,
because it is Transformers 40th anniversary.
If they try to read, and I see what you're saying, McClowering. I know you love her. You want many options. He-Man villain.
I also say if he does do a Gina Serrano figure, he should use the Gemini body. I'm not the biggest fan of Gina Serrano, but as a respect to do the character, to do her justice, the Gemini body would be the one I would use.
Well, the TLDR of it was he was trying to get her. She was interested, and then she faded away. So may have soured him a little bit. But I don't know. Like his real life people or figures have not really been hitting 100%. I mean, Slaughter was good, but you know,
He was cartoony.
Dusty.
what? That's the thing though. The Valaverse version, he's not cartoony. He's older. He's smaller. He's dinky. He's not what you envision Sergeant Slaughter to be. The Hasbro one,
Not larger than life.
right? That's the Hasbro version. The Tim Kennedy basically went for clearance, and because they were banking on the MMA crowd, and that never happened. You can like MMA all you want.
That weird thing. I still don't get that the second face.
No. So, and then Gemini was originally going to have a different face altogether because he was going to have another MMA lady, Dana, some last name, but then she got her licensing in MMA came up, so they were like, you can't really be signing up for anyone else, so that kind of went away. So his real life stuff has been hit or miss. Now the next one we'll see is going to be the 2-pack for the White Dragon film, and Jason David Frank and his family, they've given him his blessing with it, and we'll see what the sculpt looks like.
That's usually
in person.
JDF usually has a set market, so
yeah, and I know at Zolicon he had the Paintmaster prototypes up there, no faces, just the masks. So there's been some questions about what the face sculpt is going to look like after production. We haven't seen it. All we've seen is some early prototype non-Paintmasters and whatnot. So even even the picture that was the finished one, hopefully they tweak a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's supposed to be out in April. But
yeah, that tail is kind of weird though on that Dinobot.
It's very weird.
Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan at all.
So he's better than the core class one.
There you go.
I'll go with that.
So.
All right. Well, Dave, what do you have coming up this week?
Well, I've said 3 times I'm trying to do the model thing.
Yeah.
That's about it because nothing else is coming out. Damn it! I'm sitting here. I'm looking at my BBTS, waiting for something to show up in that pile of loot. 5K toys. I'm waiting any day now for that damn Autumn figure for Autumn to show up.
You never answered my question in the chat either. Are you still getting that nameless one from Fury Toys, the rabbit?
Oh, as of right now, yes, I am still getting the nameless one. Still 50-50 on the pandas. If that Mad Max monkey comes out, I am buying that in a damn heartbeat.
Yeah, I'm on the fence whether I'm going to keep my pre-order for the rabbit or not. I don't know yet.
Well,
I haven't done anything with the other.
Well, that's the whole thing of it's a lane. Do you want to stay in that lane or not be in that lane? Yes, you need to go mess those figures. Like Veteran William is an awesome figure. Blademaster Wang as an action figure, not the best as a display piece, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I am actually, as soon as we sign out, I'm about to pre-order 2 of those Loose Collector werewolves, and Veteran William is about to go back, instead of being a plain werewolf, I'm about to put him back into Soldier Wolf mode because I'm enjoying that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That seems to be the lane my collection seems to be going to. Like I can take my camera here. Yep, rare moment here. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
They look really good together.
You know what you should film there, Dave? A collection video.
I probably should. I know.
Because that's what people were asking if I would do one with my Vala collection, and I'm actually burnt out on looking at Vala stuff right now. So
and fighting those damn joints.
Yeah, well, what I'm going to try to do this weekend is something that I saw a friend of mine do, and that is I'm going to dye some figures this weekend.
Ah, okay.
So
This would be this good stuff for a reaction.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Almost like we talked about it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I need to fix my lack of numbers with my spec ops that died in the line of service. So
Gotcha.
I'm gonna try that this weekend, see how it works out. So other than that, I might do a collection of like the Spiritoy stuff just because Jason was wondering what I had and I don't remember what I have.
So, guys, pay attention to both our channels. We'll be doing some collection videos,
Yep.
kind of a little bit more of an introspective of who we are. And I think on that note, guys, I think we'll be able to. Well, Zero is currently.
I think he's gonna start smoking some meat.
No, he's downloading some data at another location right now.
Oh.
Or sorry, he's upload. Yeah, he's
Well,
up, but
let's ask who's left in the chat right now. The live stream today and the pre-orders. What was the first one of the new Joe pre-orders, if you ordered any, that you first clicked on purchasing? Was it Doc, Torch, the HMS?
For me, it was Torch.
It was Torch. See, for me, Doc.
I know. Oh, no, Doc was on the list. I got him. He's on the list, but it was.
Doc was the first one to sell out on Pulse.
Well, I went Amazon.
Okay. Which again, if everyone wants to look at either my channel or definitely T-Man's channel, he has an affiliate link for Amazon that has everything all grouped up, so you don't have to worry about searching.
So,
And you help out T.
exactly.
Shadow
But on
Tracker.
that note, guys, I appreciate everybody for joining us for this wonderful Thursday evening. I'd like to thank my guest Zero. I'd like to thank my guest Mike from Junkcan Crafts and Build.
Wait a minute.
What?
Or your co-hosts.
I would say I got freaking downgraded, I guess,
Yeah.
or upgraded. Because if I'm a
Yeah,
guest,
upgraded,
where the
man.
hell's
Guests are
where the
VIP.
hell's my free stuff?
Yeah, we treat the co-host. You push off to the side. The guest is a higher priority than the co-host.
I mean, look, just because I don't have a figure action shirt on, which you can buy at our Teespring store,
Well, that's how you do it.
you know, be more than just a guest.
And for all of you on the replay squad, make sure you hit that like button. For all you guys here, hit that like button. For everyone who just stumbled upon us, hit that subscribe button.
There you go.
Zero, take us home.
All right, we'll see you all next week, Thursday night, 9 o'clock on the 9 o'clock Eastern, specify, on the Figure Action YouTube channel. Everybody have a great one. We'll see you on the next one.
Enjoy your collections.
I like the tagline there.